Divide by Sheep is a math puzzler about the Grim Reaper's devious plan to make some sheepy friends. Grim can only befriend the dead, so he decided to unleash a great flood and drag the sheep under. Now stranded on small islands and sinking fast, the sheep need you to help them reach safety. You save the little animals by solving clever math puzzles. Divide by Sheep is a game of addition and subtraction by any means possible, where puzzles start off fairly easy and playful, yet quickly escalate in both difficulty and dark humor. Divide by Sheep starts off with 3 simple puzzles on each level but slowly ramps up in difficulty. New features and obstacles include multi-directional bouncy pads that divide sheep, island platforms that explode if emptied, and wolves that occupy a square after eating a sheep. This can make it very easy to get stuck on a stage, but fortunately, Divide by Sheep allows you to move on so long as you complete one of the 3 puzzles on any level. What is UI UX? We were interested about the UX UI of this game and how the players feel about it. UX is the user experience. UX designers should know who the target customers are and how to make their experience with your product the most rewarding or the more intuitive the product delightful it can be. This is the responsibility of a UX design team, such as functionality usability for the product. UI is the user interface. If the UI is embedded in the UX, well, it doesn't even have to feel like it's there. The more seamless the UI, the more intuitive the product feels. Research result: we wanted to know how different players with different skill levels react differently to different situations, so we conducted a test of 5 played testers with different skill levels and asked them some questions about the game. In the experience, let them play the game while giving them hard achievements to do and ask them some more questions at the end. The play testers are separated into pros and beginners, and their answers differ because of their experience and skill levels. As you can see, most of the 5 people know puzzle games but don't have a chance to play this game very often. Most of the testers do not play many games. But the other part is very experienced. It is therefore a tester that can clearly see the difference. Our testers participants, which is 5 males participants, and their age between 18 to 19, most of the players are newbie. Most members are more familiar with MOBA and FPS games, but one of them has people who played RPG and puzzle. However, only 1 of 5 (20%) know any information related to this game. Around 40% of the testers play game about 3 to 4 hours per day, followed by 20% for 2 to 4 hours per day. And we can know the average duration of play in each stage to compare the difficulty. We are able to gather the information necessary to balance the difficulty of each stage that is too poor or difficult to understand, also using the player's gaming. Our projects are created to explore players' different behaviors and observe how their learning curves work. We can create new achievements from a player's unique behavior. And we can know the average duration of play in each stage to compare the difficulty. We are able to gather the information necessary to balance the difficulty of each stage that is too poor or difficult to understand, also using the player's gaming. Experience in intelligence testing: we can adjust gaps in each game level appropriately. Tester almost quite calm, everyone quite understands the game style roughly. However, they have never tested this game before. This is the first time. It took more than 10 minutes as we have specified. To meet the main goal of not watching the guide and playing within 10 stages, it will take everybody's use. Their own technique is clear when they know the middle of the game during stages 4 and 5. They know the division of numbers more easily, allowing the game to flow to levels 6 and 7.
เรือจมเรือเราต้องตัดเรือ3 ตัวอ๋อก็จะเป็น4 ตัวโอ้โอ้เราต้องตัด2อ๋อโอ้โหเริ่มได้คิดแล้วอุ้ยอ๋อมีลวดหนามขวางอยู่ก็คือเราผ่านตรงนี้ไม่ได้เพราะฉะนั้นเราก็จะ
But during stages 1 and 2, they can play normally. Because the game has an uncomplicated format, they were quite quick to make the game through the defense but were still unable to make it to 10 minutes. The goal of our game is that the tester will have to test the game by playing all 10 stages of the game and making the game through 10 minutes or more. We will analyze that part mainly. All 5 players said that they were able to achieve 3 stars within all 10 stages as targeted. And their first play, everyone can easily pass because the game makes it playable by playing for the first time in order to train and teach the players. In all 5 players, there are 2 players who can pass within 10 minutes from a total of 10 levels and 3 others use it more than 10 minutes to complete the checkpoint. The first player and the second player take a total of 9 and 10 minutes, and both of them says that the most difficult level is level 9, and everyone says that levels 8, 9, or 10 are often difficult. That's why it takes time. In playing the game for longer because the higher the level, the new mechanics will allow players to learn in order to use the brain to pass through it. And players tend to use their abilities and knowledge from old levels to pass through the levels, cultivated that it will give them 3 full stars again. But by summing up the votes, they said that all 10 levels were not as easy as thought. It takes the brain to make time and score as well.
มาฝั่งนี้ก่อน4ได้ไหมครับฝั่งนู้นปั๊บโอเคเรือ6เข้าเรือแล้วก็เป็น3พอดีใช่หรือเปล่าเฮ้ยนี่4นี่หว่างั้นเราก็ไปตัดกับแกะตัวนู้นตัวหนึ่งโอเคมาส่งเรือเรียบร้อยนะ เริ่มไปอะไรวะเมื่อกี้เนี่ย3 ตัวกี่ได้อยู่ปึ๊บเอา3 ตัวยังไงไม่เข้าใจเมื่อกี้ทำไมถึงจบอ๋อ มันเกินอยู่นี่วะอะไรของกูเนี่ยทางนี้แหละแล้วผมก็จะไม่พอส่งตัวสุดท้ายโอ้โหเกมอะไรครับเนี่ยไปตัวเดียวแล้วกันลูก
The test player said if the game can change colors, such as whether the character's color will change. Another response question is changing the theme of the sheep theme to something else. It was very interesting because the 5th participant said that he wanted to change the sheep into wolves. According to the analysis, it can be confusing for players because in the later levels, wolves will be sent instead of sheep as well. All players use the PC mouse and it is quite fun and comfortable. The 3rd player said that the game is good in graphics and gameplay because it is simple and can kill time, including music. Music is important, so players can remember this game well. The last thing the game should improve for players, the tester said that the game should change the start button because it is not found or very rare, which is related to the UI. Divide by Sheep is a unique game, and that alone is enough to make kids sit up and take notice with so many traditional and dry math activities out there. It also happens to be a lot of fun, and the challenges will make kids really exercise their critical thinking skills. Eventually, players will have to start thinking ahead a couple moves to solve one puzzle and have enough sheep left over for the next. That said, the game is not for everybody. The graphics are very cute and cartoonish. But there's some slightly gory action in the game, which makes it inappropriate for some young children, although the cartoon graphics do mitigate the effect. Although Divide by Sheep is fun and engaging, it is up to individual teachers to determine if it's appropriate for the classroom.
ตัดรับได้แค่2 ตัวฉะนั้นเราจะไม่ได้แฮะ2 ตัว ตัดยังไงดี
There isn't a tutorial, but visual aids show players what can be done, and stages can be reset without any penalties. Plus, each time a new feature is introduced, the game scales back the difficulty so players can learn what the feature does. Eventually, the random mix of features adds to the complexity and difficulty. The only negative might be the EU factor of sending sheep through lasers that cut them in half, which might feel unnecessary to the gameplay. Some players may love the dark humor, but it also may feel like it comes out of the blue and isn't needed. But, if you can overlook this, you should find a very entertaining puzzle game.